Hi there, welcome back to Mind-Body Relationship, where we talk about the mind, the body, and the relationship. Hi, my name is Emerald Hill, and this is Dr. Laurie Hill.
Well, hello, Emerald. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling a little embarrassed.
Do tell.
Oh, well, I don't know. So what happened was we were packing up to go to the cottage, and we were like, I was waiting in the car. I was waiting. And then finally we got everything in the car, and we were driving, and we're sitting in traffic, and we're waiting, and there's construction, and we're all just like exasperated. Why can't we just get there? Why can't we just get to the cottage?
Why?
We finally get to the cottage, and last week I was handed the key to the cottage, and then I didn't hand it back, and then we discovered just a couple hours ago that I didn't have it with me.
We were locked out.
Locked out of our own cottage.
And
So now we're here filming because might as well do something while we're not at the cottage.
Because we don't have anywhere to stay.
That was me. That's what I did. I get to put that on my resume. Can't be trusted with anything.
Oh dear. Yeah, so you know what? Today's topic is really, how do you deal when situations like this occur?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you can harbor it, right? You can create a huge amount of chaos around it, right? And the truth of the matter is that you feel it in the moment.
Yeah.
Only it's not actually really helpful to get stuck in that. Because it's about resiliency, it's about bouncing back, right? It's about a number of different components, which is what it is that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. This actually really isn't the first time. There was a bubble experience in a plane once. As it is that we were actually in Edinburgh to pick you up.
No, I'll tell it.
Okay, you go right ahead.
Okay, so I just finished school in Manchester, and so what happened was Laurie and my brother came down to get me, came across the pond to get me, and so I said, oh, do you want to come to my final show? And so I went to this place that was very nostalgic for me. It was the first open mic that I'd been to in Manchester, and so I decided to stay there until 3 in the morning or something. And yes. I planned to meet them at 6 a.m. to go catch our plane. But the thing was, I slept in and then had to hurry, pack everything, and so finally they just came in a taxi and said, get in the car. And then we got in the car and we got to the airport, and we actually had 5 minutes before our terminal closed. So we had to run there, and while we were in the security part, my bag got held up. And the reason that my bag got held up was because I forgot to take the little bottle of bubbles that I had in it out.
It was this big.
I forgot it was in there.
Blowing bubbles. In the bag. For an international flight.
It was very funny because I was standing there just kind of feeling really dumb, and Laurie was actually standing there being Mama Bear and being like that one to the security man who had the pistol at his side, and he was just smirking. He was just smirking the whole time because he didn't care. And so then I got my bag back, and we made it. Our flight was actually late, so we made it.
Yes. It all worked out in the end.
Yes, it did.
Yes. And we all sat in separate seats in different areas of the plane.
Yeah.
So, the conversation topic of today is you know, things happen. For sure. They
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah.
Things get forgotten,
Yeah.
you know, timelines get stretched, whatever it is that might be.
Yeah.
You know, and so today what we're going to do is we're going to go through a number of different components for when it is that you come across these situations, right? Generally speaking, you know, when it is that you are in relationship with someone who is very, very important to you. And these are the things to pay attention to as it is that strife is happening.
Yeah.
So the first question to ask yourself is, can you experience more love here?
Oh. What do you mean? Like between each other after it's over? Or like in the looking at the security guard holding up the giant bottle of bubbles?
I think it's actually really to pay attention to the fact that, you know, you do have a capacity to love. You do have to get in touch with the fact that you love this person, right? And you do have to stand firm in that, right?
I love this person. I love this person.
Exactly. The second part is, can you step back from this and see it in a different way from another perspective?
Right.
Right? And so this is really important, right? And it actually really allows you to bring a sense of healing. Right? It's a new way of understanding and looking at things, which is really key.
Yeah. What did you step back and say to yourself when I said I forgot the keys? Big breath.
Well, you know, what brought to mind was the fact that I don't have a number of keys. I don't have the back door key. Like there's 3 doors and I have only one key.
Yeah.
Right? So, and we'd actually really tried to have the keys made last time.
Yeah.
But something got in the way of having the keys made.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, it is good to remember. Number one is that there's a part of this that is actually really the difficulty. It's not necessarily that you forgot the key, is that it just hasn't been set up correctly.
Right.
Right? Or else it would have been easily overcomable.
Right.
Right? We just would have gone in another door.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. The next question is, can you quiet your mind and experience more peace? Right? That actually really takes a lot of self-awareness to be able to do that. Right? To sort of quiet the mind, quiet the anger, quiet the frustration, calm it down. Right? So that it's not continuing to increase in intensity.
For sure.
Yeah. The next question is, can you have more compassion in this situation? Right? And compassion is understanding that people act out of their limitations.
Yeah.
Right? So really, just like what it is that we did, we made light of it.
Yeah.
Right? We took it to a lighter place,
Yeah.
a funnier place. We could take it to a deep, dark place.
Yes.
Right? Of the you always kind of situation.
Yeah.
But the truth is that, you know, it is really a funny kind of circumstance.
It really is.
Right?
Yeah.
And it really is about that resiliency to find a different path.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not to get stuck there. The next question is, what are you learning from this?
Oh, how much I've learned.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's a really good one too, right? So, the learning is that, number one, when it is that you borrow something from someone, make sure that you're giving it back.
Yeah.
Right? Number two, if you've handed something out, make sure that you are standing there ready to receive it back.
Right.
Right? The next thing is to make sure that you have options and not just one single option.
Yeah.
Right? Did you want to add anything?
Also, to, for me, I guess it's don't take anything for granted. Like, make sure you look through your stuff. Don't take it for granted that you saw your keys sitting on the table, so now they're in your purse. Things like that.
Oh, dear. And so the next question is there a particular part of you that needs healing?
My memory, maybe.
Oh, dear, right? Like, it is really an interesting question. Is there anything that actually really needs to be healing here, right? So is there a part that is stuck in that pain or that fear, right?
Right.
And if there is, then what is it that part needs? Maybe that part needs an apology.
I'm sorry.
Maybe that part needs some ice cream. Like, whatever it is that part of you is about, it's actually really good to ask yourself, is there a part of me that needs healing? And if there is, what is that?
Yeah. I think a really good point as well is to recognize, like, if you're stuck in a situation caused by a person, they're stuck in that situation too. So it's okay not to bring it to the deep and dark, because it's like, I'm not sitting comfortably in the cottage. We're all locked out together.
We're together. So, and then the next question is, can you experience more light here? Can you give it light and air? That's what actually really creates healing.
Right.
Right? Light meaning not to hide it. Right? Not to bury it, not to say, well, let's move on and not deal with it. I mean, it's really, really important to actually really give it light and air, right? To talk about it, to figure it out, right? And then to make amends.
Yeah.
Right? Right there and then, in the process. And so then the next question is, can you forgive? Can you forgive in this situation? And I think that, that's a part of actually recognizing that people act out of their limitations, right? And so we're all limited, and that's really the thing about it, right? We all make mistakes, right? We're all in it together, right? And we all play a part.
Yeah.
We all have a role. So I think that's really important to be able to see that in regards to, like, compassion.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so the next thing is to make sure that you anchor this positive feeling, right? That you actually really ground it in something.
Yeah.
That it's right and true. I mean, some people, when they do that, they shake hands or they hug or, they do the apology or whatever that might be. I think what we do is we have a tendency to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Right? Remember the time when. Right? And then we laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do think it takes a huge amount of ability to take a step back from a situation in order to really be able to ask yourself those questions as this, the scenario, whatever it is that is, unfolds.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh gosh.
Really good, right? To get into the higher mind, right? To use your wisdom, right? To engage with compassion, peace, right?
Yeah.
Love, kindness, all of those things.
Yeah.
Right? Be able to step into the other person's shoes, just to be able to realize that, as much as it is, that it is an inconvenience or a frustration or a disappointment or whatever that might be, they're also feeling an intense sense of regret, remorse, sadness,
embarrassment,
unbelievability.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Laurie, for forgiving me. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have experienced something similar, please comment down below so I don't feel alone. And subscribe, stay subscribed, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye for now.
Bye.